Hello and welcome to the Crochet Business School podcast. I'm Kelly Thomas, the Crochet Profit Queen, and I'm going to show you how you can make a living from your crochet while avoiding the burnout and being able to make what you want and when you want. Have you signed up to the Crochet Business School newsletter yet? Don't forget to do that now at crochetbusinessschool.com/subscribe and get tips and free resources straight to your inbox. Keeping things going in a crisis. So, things happen in life and sometimes they can be pretty bad. We all will always, unfortunately, have times when, a life event happens and it just knocks us for six. It could be the passing of a family member, the breakdown of a relationship, serious illness to contend with. And these things happening, understandably, cause absolute chaos. And it can be that our business just has to take a back burner. This is something that I've experienced recently. I haven't really spoken about it at all in my business, on my socials, in my blogs, podcasts, nothing. I've sort of mentioned it in little bits to my membership to explain my absence in places, but I've tried to keep a brave face on things. In some ways, it was a good thing to have my business as a distraction. In other ways, it stopped me from taking the time to heal the way I needed. So it's a blessing and a curse at the same time. But in going through this, the one thing I have learned is that sometimes you just have to drop it for a while. You just have to let it go. I know me, and I knew if I stopped completely, I may never pick it up again. And I didn't want to lose this business that I built, that I spent so long building. So I knew I had to sort of keep up appearances a little bit. So my priority was to keep this podcast going. If I could do this, I could keep going because this is how I get found. My social media is the thing that I find most difficult to keep up, so that has been sporadic as anything. So if you've not seen me very much on socials, this is why. It was the thing that had to take the least priority for me. After my podcast, my most valuable asset is my newsletter, so I was trying to keep that going as well, which is why I started basing it on the podcast, because it's very quick and easy to write up a summary of the podcast to put in a newsletter and keep people used to see me in their inbox. So if you're subscribed to my newsletter, that's why that changed, because it was a way for me to easily keep up with it. And I have changed things because of what's happened. I've been less active on other channels. Facebook, just you see me when you see me. My Pinterest has suffered. I've not been pinning. I haven't done as much with my product creation as I could have. And my membership has certainly suffered a bit. I've been trying to keep that going as much as possible. But when it comes to creating my content, it has been difficult, and I've certainly not been blogging as much as I used to. So things have fallen by the wayside. And you know what? At the moment, that's fine. Trying to keep everything going as if nothing was happening was making things worse for me. It was not giving me the time I needed to learn to deal, learn to cope, learn to heal and go through that process. At the same time, having my business going gave me something to hold on to. But when these things happen, it's okay to not carry on as normal. It's okay to let something slide so that you have the space to do what you need to do. If you can, I would suggest choosing one activity that you try and keep going, even if it's just one Facebook post a day. Never mind replying to the comments, just get a post up. That's all. It helps keep things going so it's easier to come back when you're ready. When you have to deal with these things, it's impossible to carry on as normal. If you have help, if you have a virtual assistant, or someone helping you out, it's much easier to keep that face on things. But if you're doing this all by yourself, you simply just cannot carry on as normal. You cannot do all the things that you used to do because there's other things going on in life that need your time and need your attention. You need your time and attention as well. So when things happen, you have to deal. And if that means your business takes a temporary hit and it just sort of lugs along a bit of a clunky thing for a while, it's okay. You are under no obligation to explain what has happened in your life to your followers. You might just say, a life event has happened. I need a little bit of time. I will be back. But you don't even have to do that if you don't want to. Because as much as we would love to believe that our followers are waiting for every word we say and every picture we have to show, actually they're not. People will not notice that you're missing. They will notice when you come back, but not many will notice when you don't post because there is so much other information being bombarded at them. So many other businesses, designers, crocheters, they do not notice what's missing. I mean, think about it. You notice when something returns, but do you really notice when something disappears from your feed? Not often. And the thing that makes us notice is maybe somebody mentions something, or you find something on Google or on Pinterest that reminds you of that business, and you go, "Oh yeah, I've not heard from them in a while. Wonder what's up." But it takes a reminder. They don't scroll through their feed wondering why you haven't popped up. So it's not the end of the earth. It can feel like if you're letting things slide for a while, that it is just something else that's being added to the torment. But as with everything, it's about prioritizing what's necessary. It's about making sure you take care of yourself, making sure that you are not going to burn out by trying to do everything, about not burying yourself in work so that you are ignoring what else is going on in life. I mean, the past few months have been an absolute roller coaster. I still don't feel like I'm off that roller coaster yet. I'm up and down like a yo-yo, but it's starting to even out a bit. So I'm hoping to properly get back on top of things soon. But I did want to do this podcast because I know others go through the same thing. And it's something that isn't really talked about. We're all told to put a brave face on, smile, fake it till you make it, and all that kind of positive, toxic rubbish because always being positive and only ever being positive is rather toxic. We all have bad days. We all have bad life experiences. And to pretend that these things don't happen compounds the problem because we're all made to think that everyone's lives on social media are absolutely perfect. Not true. Everyone's hiding behind this mask. They don't show you the bad bits. They don't show you the bad days. They don't show you when things are going a bit wrong. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to pretend that every day is rosy. Some days are damned hard. Some days, especially recently, have been very difficult to do anything at my business at all. But I want to keep going. I want to be able to bounce back. And part of that process is actually talking about it. I'm not going to go into detail about what's happened. I'm not going to do that. There is a boundary between business and personal, which for me is important that I keep. But I'm also not going to pretend that nothing has happened. My business will bounce back. And because all it needs is me doing the work. That's all my business needs to bounce back. But right now, I cannot do all the work that I know my business needs. I know what I have to get done, and I know what it looks like when I am able to get everything working properly again. In the meantime, I'm doing what I can, and right now that's enough. Right now, that's what I need. Thankfully, I have a business that runs mostly on recurring income, that runs on automated processes. That means that I can continue making sales without actually being present. And that has been a lifesaver. Having that system in place means that I still have income coming in. Has it tailed off a bit? Yes, of course it has, because I'm not actively promoting an awful lot. And you actively promote, you get more income. You don't actively promote your products, your services, everything you have to offer, it does tail off a bit. But because I can be found in search results, because my crochet patterns are turning up, my courses and classes are showing up, the income still comes in. And that is why I have turned to recurring income. I certainly didn't plan it on, doing it for this particular reason. I never saw this coming. But it has been a savior. So if you are going through a crisis, if you are going through a rough time in life, do not think that your business has to be your priority, no matter what. It doesn't. You can put it on the back burner for a while. Most of your followers will not notice. They will notice when you return, and they will be glad to see you when you return. You don't have to explain what's happened. You are under no obligation. Just because everyone else on social media is oversharing, you don't have to. But your followers will support you once you're back. So you do what you need to do. Just because you disappear for a while does not mean your business has ended. It just means it's on pause. So you do what you need to do for you, because only once you have done that can your business succeed again. I very much hope that you will never need this advice, but know that the priority has to be you. And it will all be okay in the end. Of that, I am sure. It can feel like it's not going to be, but it will. So I hope that's been helpful for some of you, and know that you're not the only one that has to deal with stuff like this. So thank you for joining me today, and I shall see you next time for the next episode. Bye for now.